What's up, friends? If you are just joining us, welcome to Power Up with Pride 2022. I am your host, Sporadic Erratic, and as you can see, we are absolutely ready to go. So here is Sharif with Axe Battler, a Legend of Golden Axe.
Hey everybody. All right. I know they said that this was the beginning of the silly block, but this game actually kind of owns. So yeah, this is Axe Battler for the Game Gear. This is a Game Gear exclusive. And it is a Zelda 2 clone that takes place in the Golden Axe universe. I will not explain that anymore. Than that, before we get started, I just wanted to give a quick warning that there are some flashing lights in this game. There are random encounters in this game, and every time you get a random encounter, there's a brief set of flashing lights. And anytime we use magic, there's a very, very long sequence of flashing lights, which is why we don't use them very often. So anytime that happens, I'll warn beforehand. But with that, we can just get started. There's a long scroll of text that we skipped. We don't care about it. Time starts when I hit new game here, so I'll just count that down, and we'll just get started. 3, 2, 1, go. And crash thump, it's the enemy. So yeah, so this is a prologue. This is sort of what happens beforehand. Basically, the evil army has gained possession of the Golden Axe. The evil army is basically the army that Death Adder has. This is in the Golden Axe universe. I actually don't know a ton about Golden Axe like lore. I'm not a huge Golden Axe person. But this is the barbarian in the Golden Axe games. His name is Axe. He uses a sword. Exclusively. So we never get an upgrade in his sword or anything. It's just the sword. And so yeah, so this is you've already seen it. It wants to be Zelda 2. It wants to be Dragon Warrior. It doesn't really accomplish either of those things, but it's still a fun game. So basically how this game is going to go, it's pretty tightly routed. Basically you have to know what to do to progress. So you go to a dungeon. So the overworld will have all these random encounters, and you'll gain vases in the random encounters, and you'll understand what that means in a little bit. And then in the overworld, and then you have these dungeons, these side-scrolling dungeons, and at the end you get something out of the dungeon, either a new area or an item that you need. This is going to give us an item. These are skeletons. They never come back. And actually, they do. I'm lying. Those little sort of lava plant enemies are what don't come back. Lots of cool people in chat. That's always nice. So we're right at the end of this first dungeon, and now we have a bomb. The very first thing you get. It's the only thing you can get at the very beginning of the game. The bomb. This game is sick. This is a great game. It's a little bit obtuse. You know, it's a 91 sort of. It's not RPG. I ran it in RPG Limit Break, like in the Hope for Healing. So it's RPG adjacent, at least according to the experts. But it's not. Why is there currency in magic vases, and why are we only getting one at a time? So I can explain one of those things, which is that translations are hard. This is actually the improved translation. There's a V1.0 version. It's like a prototype. And I have a ROM of that as well, and that one has all kinds of crazy translation stuff.
This game looks really nice, though. I mean,
the Game Gear is underrated. I'm telling you, the Game Gear looks really good for its time. It
was so far ahead of its time. It was really underappreciated in its time.
All right, we threw a bomb at a mountain and the size of me, and blew it up completely. So now we're in the first town. So this is the other half of the cadence of this game. So you go to a dungeon, then you go to a town. The dungeon gets you an item or an area, and then the town gets you a new ability. So we're gonna get high jump here by fighting an enemy. So this enemy is gonna show up later in the game. These are Neo Barbarians. You've seen 2 of the 3 enemies that we can. These are 2 of the 3 enemies that we can get in this first area. You've seen the Amazon, and you've seen the Barbarian. They're the 2 weakest enemies in the game. You haven't seen a skeleton yet. You will at some point. Guaranteed. So that was the first. Now we have a high jump. It makes you jump high.
What a concept.
Crazy. I'll show you how it looks. He jumps very high. So now we're going to the second town. The second town is just below the first town. So we're just going to go straight down. And that will give us upper swing. Upper swing gives us, when you crouch and you swing, you do double the damage that you normally do now. So you can see those health bars at the bottom, the blue. If you do one health, if you hit him once, it turns the health red, and then it kills him in the second enemy. Did they do garlic? This game came out in 1991. That is all the information I can give you. This game rips off a lot of other games, but it rips it off in a way that's actually interesting, which is I'm cool with.
And I was getting big ActRaiser vibes just looking at it.
A little bit. The sprite, Axe's sprite really does look like ActRaiser. I buy that. All right, so now we have upper swing. And so we are going to our next dungeon, which is just to the right. You figure all this stuff out by talking to people in towns, and then they give you cryptic hints, or sometimes obvious hints, but usually cryptic hints. And you kind of have to wander around with all of these random encounters. So now I can do double damage there, which is really nice. The only problem with upper swing is that its hitbox is a little bit weird. Yes, so magic vases. Let's talk about magic vases while we're here, because this can take anywhere between 10 seconds and 3 minutes, depending on how nice the RNG is, just getting to this area. But magic vases are our currency, so you can you can spend them at an inn. So every town has 3 areas. It has an inn, it has a training ground, and it has a password area. The password area you go to when you die. The inn, you can spend magic vases to refill your health, and then the training ground is where we went just now. So now we're at the second. We are at the second dungeon. I did this just in my practice, and I've never done it before, and I've done it twice now. Just fell through the crack there. Jump into it. Come on, Axe. Don't be scared. All right. This is a terrible noise. These harpies. I apologize. There's nothing I can really do about that. All right. So instead of killing all these harpies, I can just kill the last 2, and then for some reason that spawns. And now we will. These pikemen come back, and they're maybe the worst enemy in the entire game. These are Sonic the Hedgehogs. If somebody can give me a definitive answer on why this guy's name is Axe, but he wields a sword, I would love that. So I'm intentionally taking damage here because we're gonna death warp back. Death warps are a big part of this run because deaths are not that costly. All they do is they send you back to your the last area you were at, the last town you were in, and you lose all your vases. And vases are only useful either to heal or to use magic. It's also mana. So it's currency / mana. So I'm just waiting for 1. I just need 1. Just give me... There we go. So I can die. And we want to go back to the last town because that's where we can continue. So he's going to go like, don't give up. Do you want to continue? And then we say yes. And now we will do my favorite thing in the whole game. This is maybe the most cryptic thing. That's not true, but it's one of the most cryptic things. I figured this out as a kid. So we throw the crystal into the sea, and we spawn a giant turtle. And now we're riding on the back of the turtle, and there's fish on the turtle. And now there is a giant dragon on the turtle that we kill in 1 hit. And now there's hawks on the turtle.
Houses.
Oh yeah, it's a very large turtle.
With waterproof houses on it, apparently, because it came from underwater.
It's a very big turtle. I promise. All right. So this dungeon, quote unquote, the turtle, led us to a whole new area. So this area is like the second area of the game. So now we have upgraded enemies, and we have 3 new towns to go to. Is it 3? It's 2. 2 new towns to go to. So this is going to give us a jump swing. Jump swing is semi-useful. So say hi to the skeleton. This is the first time we saw him. That's just because I got good RNG in the previous section. So now that was the skeleton. Say bye to the skeleton.
Bye. I didn't even get to say hi.
The one they went on. Yeah, we barely got to see him. So, I mean, this is a prequel to the original Golden Axe game. So anything in this game, I imagine, is a direct reference to the original game. So this is the I can't remember the exact. There's an official name to this desert, but it's like the desert of like treachery or something. The treacherous desert. This is The single highest spawn rate in the entire game is in this area. And in general, desert tiles and mountain tiles have way more, have a way higher enemy spawn rate than like the normal, like the plains, the grass tiles. That was maybe the best RNG I've ever had. Usually you get like 5 or 6 enemies before you get to this area, the pyramid. The pyramid is actually a really, really difficult dungeon that you can just skip by going over the level. And not only do you have to skip it, it's actually required. So that's that you get to the key to the other side of the pyramid. So if you actually cross that pyramid, you get to a gate on the other side that says, "Hey, you don't have the key. Sorry, bud." And that's kind of it. Bye, skeleton. And so you just jump up. So you just jump up and you skip the whole thing, and you don't even need to do it at all. So that's really nice, because that's maybe the hardest dungeon in the whole game. And it is wildly early in the game for a dungeon that hard, but such is life. All right, so now we're getting Upper Swing, which is probably the most important upgrade in the game. Upper Swing is gonna not Upper Swing, Super Swing. Upper Swing is the one we've been using right now. So this is a bad bra. Bra is short for brother. I don't know why. So I don't know why at all.
You just walk in here, you're like, "What's up, bro?"
I don't know. Yeah, he's a bad bra, and I killed him. So now I have Super Swing. So now I've been.
Are you bad enough, bro, to kill the bad bro?
We have enough health to just rock and roll here, so that's good. So yeah, so I killed the bad bra. I have Super Swing now, so I actually need to fight one more enemy here. I have so few vases. There were so few enemy spawns that I don't have enough vases. There we go. So now I can do this instead. So this is a huge improvement over Upper Swing because its reach is way higher. So now I don't have to crouch. I can just press up and just slash at it. So now we're at the Spider Cave, or as I call it, the Spooter Cave, or as I call it, where all my runs go to die. I already got hit once.
Oh no.
So here we go. So now it's these spiders. These spiders are just it's just a nightmare.
It's the watermelon cave.
It's the watermelon cave. It's actually not. That's not incorrect. All right. Just avoid you. There's a couple of Sonics here that always get in my way. Can I get it? Nope. I can never get this cycle. Jump. There's some very slow flying arrows coming up. I don't like the physics of it is mind-boggling to me. This very quick moving arrow here. All right, so we're actually quickly approaching the first use of magic in the game. It's coming pretty soon here, and this one flashes white because it's the upgraded thunder magic, which is kind of a pain, which is kind of a bummer. Oh, okay, we're okay. Everything's okay, and now I have to not panic. I'm gonna kill you, jump up here, don't get hit. Okay, that's good. There, so now it's happening. The magic's happening, and now the magic's over.
This is where the magic happens. Wait, it's over.
And then I died. All right. Well, you lose like a minute dying here because I have to grind for more vases. So you get to see that again, the magic. So we don't use magic in this run very often because it's really slow to use. So I apologize. We have to do that again. That's what I was trying to avoid, but such is life. Yeah, it's rough. So this is the only time we use the thunder magic. In the next time we use it, which is way later in the game, it's the earth magic, which is the green magic, which hurts a lot less. All right, so I want to have 8 vases for two shots of the thunder. So right now I think we have 5. So we're just gonna keep waiting here. And the good news is my estimate is extremely generous because the end of the game is very treacherous. So now we have 7. There we go. The Neo Amma is dead. Neo Amazon. All right, let's try that again. Take 2. Let's rock and roll. Let's not get hit by the skeleton first. The skull. There it is. See? I can play this video game. There we go.
You got this.
Not a problem. There we go. There's like 2 big spots where you can die. This is one of them, and the other one is the Forest of Illusions. I think Super Mario stole that from Max Bauer.
I think that's some open source kind of stuff. Forest of Illusions.
Just the idea of Forest of Illusions is just it's just public domain. I like that. All right, don't get hit by this spider or this hedgehog. See, this is going way better this time. Don't get hit by this fish man either. The fish. All right. So this is the fish. That's the okay. So it's happening again. Twin Peaks fans.
Yeah, flashing.
It's gonna happen one more time, maybe. We'll see if I need to make this. Oh, we're fine. Okay, so we escaped the second flashing lights, so that's over. Thank the goodness. We're good. All right, so now we're just gonna go to the next stage. Shout out the Twin Peaks. Favorite shows. All right. I should explain how there's speed tech happening behind the scenes here that I'm not explaining. But basically, Twin Peaks is mega weird, and it came out right around when this game came out. Maybe this game stole from Twin Peaks. Or something, yeah, because it's like Fae folklore. That's fair. So yeah, we're going to the next town. This town's going to give us tackle. Tackle is the last required upgrade because it gives us a run, and it gives us a shoulder check that can break walls. And there's a wall you need to break somewhere. Yes. So there is there's a lot of very good queer names in chat. Oh, this is Master Chief. He's very bad at hitting people. So Master Chief is dead, and now I have tackle. So yeah. So every time you see a text box on screen, I'm claw gripping my controller because I'm gonna talk to this guy. All right. He gave me a compass. All right. How much health do I have? Not a lot. We'll just heal. How much I have enough bases. All right, we're just gonna heal. I'm doing this the safe marathon way. I've been trying to do like the riskier stuff in my practice runs, and they haven't gone well. So I'm not gonna try it again. So yeah. So I'm claw gripping my controller every time there's a text box on screen because the 1 and 2 buttons on a Game Gear can both advance the text, can speed up the text and advance it to the next box. So I hold the 2 button down and then mash the 1 button. So that's some speed tech for y'all. So yeah, we're actually going to that Forest of Illusion right now. It's coming up right down here. Did I ever mention that bridges are the only place where you have guaranteed spawns? That's a thing. We're getting a lot of bad. This is a very bad bra heavy run, I feel like. It's not usually this many bad bras. Usually more Neo Ammas. There we go. Another bad bra. Usually this is a knight. This is a very bad bra heavy seed. Yeah, so this game, so all of this is completely RNG. We have no idea how to parse the RNG. We've actually taken a look. We just don't know what the answer is yet. So this is the forest. I don't even know if it's called the Forest of Illusion, but it's that same sort of idea. So we're gonna shoulder check this jumping guy. So this is the other super treacherous area in terms of you can just die. These pikemen are absolute nightmares. They hit you for an entire hitbox of damage. Or they usually do anyway.
I have to watch at a slight delay, and watching that dude just fly off the corner of the screen was glorious.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm definitely being way too cavalier about this. But we did it. Okay. That was not what I was supposed to be doing. I just went off the reservation there. So now the problem is I have 1 piece of health left, which is fine because we want to death port back, but I want to be able to skip more of these encounters on the way to the fruit. So yeah, so if I didn't talk to that soldier in town and get the compass, what happens at the end of that really tough dungeon is you just end up back where you started because he got lost in the Forest of Illusions. And that's where I quit as a kid. So I had this game as a kid. This is the only reason I'm playing this. The only reason I speedrun this is I had it as a kid. We found a piece of fruit in this very conspicuous square. And now that we have the fruit, we can go back and board another giant animal.
I'm so glad you can get revenge on this game. It seems to have some really brutal mechanics in there. That one about the key was wild too.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. All right, and that fruit I picked up is actually a 3rd one. Yeah, this game is great, but is not perfect. All right, so we're going up. It's the first time we've seen a Neo-Barbarian in the wild, which is extremely bizarre. All right, so now we're going to go to the next dungeon. So we only have one town left. Another bad bra. We have one town left, and we're getting the last, our last ability, which is it's called Jump Attack, which is not descriptive at all. But it's a completely useless attack. It's Link's down stab, and I think they have that down stab in Golden Axe itself as well. But it is wildly useless in this game, and I never use it because it's impossible to use. Yeah. The knights are Master Chief. They walk up and they just whiff. They walk up, and if you don't move, they just miss. But no skill. This is this is just RNG. So yeah, so this can happen if you're on good pace and you get this kind of enemy spawn right here. You can just bleed time. That's just kind of how it goes. All right, so we're just about here at the next area, and oh, never mind. These Dio bars, they're not joking around today. There we go. Here we are. So, of all of the pieces of RNG in this game, this entire section has 0 RNG, which is very nice. So this is where tackle is needed. So that piece needs to be broken with a tackle. So if you don't have tackle, you can't actually continue. So they have little things like that to make sure you have all of your abilities. So these rocks actually fall in an entirely predictable pattern. So you just have to know. Then that one's gonna fall, and then you jump. Oh, and then it ate my, and these things eat your inputs every so often because there's like the shaking of the screen, and it actually throws off the. So yeah, so if I didn't get the fruit, that eagle would not have spawned, and we would be in big trouble.
How do you know this? I mean, like, obviously you know because you speedrun it, but like, how are you supposed to figure this out?
So everything in the game is explained to you in one way or another by an NPC.
Okay, all right.
So if you talk to the NPCs, there's lots of NPCs that I'm skipping in towns. And if you talk to them, they'll explain all of this. Not necessarily in so many words, but they will explain it to you. So that's why you know. Oh, and that was a giant eagle that we were riding on. So the eagle took us to a different, larger eagle, which that was really good RNG there. Hopefully this is not a dadder. It's not a dadder. That's good. We don't want dadders there. So this is the last area, so it has all the hardest enemies. So now we have Neo Skeletons, we have Neo Knights, so Master Chief is gone. We have Neo Barbarians, and then we have Death Adder Juniors. Death Adder Juniors are the worst enemy in the game. They can one-shot you until you get a special item. That's the last item you get in the game. And so right now is the only time where we're susceptible to that one shot. So now we're going to go defeat a Death Adder to get a jump attack, which we don't need, but we need for 100% because 100% is very... Yeah, Neo Skeleton. That's so that thing, the attack that the Neo Skeleton is doing on us is our down stab, and it's entirely useless. So this is a Death Adder. They have tiny golden axes. In the Japanese version of the game, they actually have a little character that says Junior. So these are Death Adder Juniors. It's not just Death Adder. Many incantations of Death Adder walking around. That's not what's happening. All right, so we now have Jump Attack, which is not useful. Oh, it's only useful because we need to get 100% because the marathon safe route is the 100% route. I don't have a lot of health here, so I'm just gonna Death Warp. So we need to grab. We're gonna go to the thing that you'd imagine we'd go to. I have to actually kill the Death Adder. I can't take a hit here. Still kill me. So we're just gonna. So this is the risky strat, the quote-unquote risky strat, by doing the 4 super swings there. You can instead just tackle him 4 times. All right, so now we have the Magic Stone. So the Magic Stone makes it so the Death Adders don't one-shot us anymore. They instead they just hurt us like any other enemy. All right, so I'm just gonna Death Warp back to town, which is like literally 3 steps in that direction. But we need the health refill anyway, and we don't care about vases because we will need vases for 2 more pieces of magic coming up in the next side-scrolling section, the next dungeon. But you're guaranteed to have enough because you only need 4 vases, and killing 1 enemy gives you 4 vases in this area in the game. So we're actually in the home stretch, and this is already just horrendous RNG. So there are 2 dungeons left, back to back, and if you die in either one, you go all the way back to that town we just came from, which is why this this estimate is so generous. Because we're probably like 20-something-ish minutes in now. This is my least favorite enemy in the whole game, is the Neo Knight. Sort of evil Master Chief. Is the only enemy I haven't figured out how to kill without attack. Alright. Another... Good lord. Also, yeah, this game has a lot of like weird things with hitboxes when people are swinging. This enemy and the Amazon especially, their hitboxes change whether they're swinging or not and whether I'm swinging or not, and it's extremely confusing and it's hard to kind of know offhand. We're just getting really bad spawn luck here.
Sounds so annoying.
It's extremely annoying. Don't get hit, thank you. So there's like a cadence with those Neo Knights that you wanna it's like a dance, and you want them backing away from you as you're tackling into them, because if they're going towards you, they can still hit you while you're hitting them, and you just take a hit for no reason, and it's a
just
real bad time.
aggressively dancing with you.
It's aggressive dancing. It's like sword dancing, you know, traditional sword dancing. So we're gonna take the risky shortcut here in the name of saving time. Anytime J question mark, who's the other like serious runner of this game, good guy, J question mark. But anytime he does commentary for me for this, he always yells at me for my Neo Skeleton strat, because it's like needlessly risky, because he just jumps directly on my head. Whereas if you take one step back, you lose half a second, but then you're much safer. All right, so now we're at the best music in the game, which is this. This is the best music in the game, is this winter dungeon here. So enjoy the hot tunes. While
Where did the snow come from when you ran through the desert? This is just...
We're at the top of a mountain? All right, so the magic's coming up here as soon as we get to the waterfall. So there's two uses of magic that are coming up. One's coming up like right now. Also, I can't fall here, otherwise I die and go back to the town. All right, so that's one. This one's green, so it's not nearly as bad. But it's still not good. But there's a reason we don't use magic in this game, because it's slow and ugly. All right, and that's the second one. And so that's the last use of magic, barring some kind of catastrophe. That's the last use of magic in the game. All right. So we're almost done here. So now I gotta run here. And then this avalanche, and then you jump, and then we're done. All right. So there we go. That was good. So that was the best music in the game. So I hope you all enjoyed that. And now we're going to the final dungeon. And we're still getting Death Adders everywhere. You can theoretically go all the way without encountering a single Death Adder as a random encounter, which my PB I do, obviously, because it's my PB. Yeah. So yeah, every time you kill a Death Adder Junior, you get 6 magic vases, which does genuinely diddly squat for me now. So these Neoskays. Think of these dadders. Show me the dadder. No that's I have a little chant whenever I run this game between the eagle and the town, and it's no dadder, no dadder, no dadder, no dadder. All right, so this is the final dungeon. It is just an absolute nightmare. So you see those protruding spikes? That's a thing that's throughout the whole level. Also, it's a door maze. Also, the doors are invisible. All right. So yeah, so it's an invisible door maze with magic mirrors and protruding spikes in the wall. And this, you don't get any hints as to what the heck you're doing. So this is, you get here, you die from spikes, you go all the way back, you have to do both things over again. Oh my god, I've made a mistake. And we're just gonna sort of ignore the mistake. I've decided to ignore the mistake. I can't ignore the mistake. Alright, we're fine. We just took 2 hits where we didn't need to take any. Alright. So don't do that again. So yeah, so you die by spikes, you go back, you do both of those things again, you deal with all of these random encounters, and some of these are very, very hard. Oh, this is the hardest part of the game, so I'm just going to concentrate. So yeah, this is the cloud, the notorious cloud. There we go, we should be good. So there's a visual cue here to avoid these very, very slow arrows. You shoot that arrow. There we go, we should be fine here. Yeah, okay, cool. So that didn't look that hard. That is absolutely terrifying. All right. This strat here was found by J question mark, and it's very good. We're getting close to the end of this dungeon and to the final boss. Don't get hit. You guy got hit. All right, that's fine. All right, don't get hit twice, I suppose. All right. Is
Not
this
even
here?
imagine playing this casually. Finding
Yeah, I got here as a kid. I only beat this game as an adult. It's impossible. This game, yeah, beating this without having seen, like, without knowing where you're going, this would take forever. All right, so this is not intended. This little skip we're gonna do. You just go through the wall here. There's just no collision there for reasons that I don't quite understand. All right. These corners are whoever architected this was very generous that these corners don't have collision. Oh, don't get hit. I'm trying to be like too careful now, so I don't know what I'm doing anymore. All right, we're gonna wait here. All right, we're at the very end of this dungeon here, so just don't get hit, you dummy. So I'm taking this far slower than I need to, but I don't want to have to play this game for another like 8 minutes. I kill you. All right. So this is the end of it. This is it. There's just one more. There's one more jump that I'm gonna wait for the spikes one more here. All right. Here's the final boss. No, that's actually time. Psych. There's no final boss. So that's time.
GG.
It's just a cutscene. It's just a cutscene. Ha ha ha. Axe Battler. I'll give you credit for coming this far. So this is Death Adder yelling at him. What? No final boss. And that's exactly what I said.
I mean, let's be real. That last dungeon was the final boss.
Yeah,
like,
that dungeon really sucks.
Like, you make it through there, you deserve a reward, and that's obviously what they decided.
Let's see, I had a Death of the Spider Cave, so I'm guessing I had like a low 30. It's probably my time, something like
30-15 is what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right. So my PB is 25:49, which is world record, and it's exactly tied down to the second. With a game with this much RNG is incredible. But yeah, this game actually rocks. It's great. Can easily emulate the Game Gear. Streaming a Game Gear is pretty hard. I'm playing this on real hardware. Yeah, this game rules. If you like Zelda 2, then probably just play Zelda 2. But if you want to play something on the Game Gear, this game is pretty good. And yeah, me or Jane question mark can answer any questions you have about it. But yes, we're gonna split. We just split the darkness in two, and this is Arg. And now we defeated the Death Adder. And we got the golden axe back. And in the credits here that's coming up, there is a completely unique sprite that's not used in the game. It is Axe Battler riding the big eagle.
I'm really excited to see this. I'm so excited to see this.
I need to shout out the old man in the training grounds. If you he asks you if you're ready to train, and if you say no, you're not ready, he calls you a wimp. And if you get hit by one of those enemies and fail the test, he calls you a worthless chump. And I just respect that. This game is wild. If you read it, there's like there it is. There's your unique sprite. It's super cool.
This game gives you like emotional damage.
It's real bad. It's real bad. It definitely make you feel bad about yourself. Yeah. So this is also one of the best songs in the game. Is saved for the for the credits. Anyway, so that I wanted to show you guys the eagle sprite. So yeah, that is it for Axe Battler, Legend Golden Axe, and I will be right back with the Barbie Shuffler, which is, I mean, it's the Barbie Shuffler. What else can I say? I'm gonna include Barbie for an hour.
I'm gonna be right there with you, my friend.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna be here hosting. Ooh. Oh my gosh, the dialogue in this game is just amazing in general. You scoundrel.
What a great thing.